Imagine a force so powerful it could reshape a continent, burying millions of square kilometers in ash and blotting out daylight for years. This isn't science fiction. This was Yellowstone 2.1 million years ago. Today, we're going to tell the story of Yellowstone's ancient fury, its history of cataclysmic eruptions, and explore whether this sleeping giant is still a threat. Yellowstone National Park isn't just a picturesque landscape of hot springs and bison. It sits atop one of the most powerful volcanic systems on Earth. Beneath your feet is a hotspot, a massive plume of molten rock rising from deep within the Earth's mantle. Over millions of years, as the North American tectonic plate drifted southwest, this hotspot left a trail of volcanic activity in its wake. With Yellowstone being its latest and most dramatic chapter, let's journey back in time to witness Yellowstone's 3 giant eruptions. The first and largest was the Huckleberry Ridge eruption 2.1 million years ago. This was a super eruption of almost unimaginable force. It spewed out roughly 2,450 cubic kilometers of magma, earning it the highest rating on the Volcanic Explosivity Index. To put that into perspective, it was nearly 6,000 times larger than the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. The event was so colossal it formed a caldera or collapsed crater, measuring about 75 by 47 miles. Its ash spread for thousands of kilometers, likely causing a volcanic winter that dramatically cooled the planet's climate. Fast forward about 800,000 years to 1.3 million years ago, Yellowstone struck again with the Mesa Falls eruption. While not as massive as its predecessor, it was still an enormous event, erupting around 280 cubic kilometers of material. This explosion was powerful enough to reshape the landscape and blanket the entire region in a thick layer of ash, forming what is now known as the Henry's Fork caldera. Then came the last of the giant blasts, the Lava Creek eruption, around 640,000 years ago. This event created the famous Yellowstone caldera that we see on maps today. It expelled about 1,000 cubic kilometers of molten rock and ash, producing the Lava Creek Tuff, a geological layer still visible throughout the park. This was Yellowstone's final super eruption, and it marked a turning point in the volcano's life. These eruptions weren't just big, they were world-altering events. They launched molten rock, toxic gases, and fine ash high into the atmosphere, disrupting global climate and ecosystems for centuries. Ash layers from these cataclysms are found hundreds, even thousands of miles away, a silent testament to how far their destructive influence reached. A full-scale supereruption today would have devastating global consequences. So what happened after the last big one? Did Yellowstone just go quiet? Not exactly. The volcano's activity simply changed. For thousands of years, smaller lava flows continued to ooze out, filling in parts of the caldera between about 180,000 and 70,000 years ago. The famous geysers, bubbling mud pots, and steaming fumaroles you see today are all powered by the immense heat still simmering just a few miles beneath the surface. Even now, the ground isn't entirely stable. Hydrothermal explosions, where superheated steam and water blast through rock, still happen. These smaller events can throw boulders and hot mud tens of feet into the air, as we've seen at places like Black Diamond Pool in recent years. This brings us to the big question: is Yellowstone still dangerous today? Let's separate the science from the sensationalism. The Yellowstone Volcano Observatory monitors the area constantly with a vast network of seismic sensors, GPS stations, and other instruments. Currently, the volcano's alert level is normal, meaning there are no signs of an imminent major eruption. There hasn't been a magmatic eruption of any kind in about 70,000 years, and scientists know the magma chamber beneath the park is only partially molten. The most likely geologic hazards are the small hydrothermal explosions and the thousands of minor earthquakes that occur each year, most of which are too small for anyone to feel. Super eruptions are incredibly rare events happening on a geologic timescale of hundreds of thousands of years. While Yellowstone's hotspot is still very active, there is no credible scientific evidence to suggest another massive eruption is due anytime soon. Certainly not in our lifetimes. In fact, some recent research suggests that the system's ongoing release of gas and its unique geological plumbing act, like a natural pressure valve, preventing the kind of massive pressure buildup needed to trigger another cataclysm. Yellowstone's fiery past teaches us about the unimaginable power our planet can unleash. But today, modern science gives us the tools to understand and monitor this ancient engine, turning fear into fascination. So when you visit, enjoy the geysers, the wildlife, and the sheer wonder of this incredible place. Appreciate it not with anxiety, but with curiosity and a deep respect for the profound forces that shaped our world. If you enjoyed this journey into Earth's greatest mysteries, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.